Thanks for sticking with us on Coastal Living. Please welcome our next guests, Charlie Chapa and Kristen Espinosa from the Aurora Arts Theater. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, it's an honor. We have a lot to talk about, but first and foremost, congratulations, 10 years.
10 years and going strong.
Amazing. Tell me a little history about Aurora Arts, how it got started.
Well, actually, my brother Ed, who unfortunately passed away suddenly after about a year and a half while we were involved with the theater, but it was his idea. And he'd come up to me one day and said, I've got this idea that I want to get your opinion on it, see what you think. And I was a little leery about it, and so we talked, discussed it, and he said, and I want to name it after Mom. And when he said that, I said, okay, man, we can do something.
You got me.
You knew it was, then he goes, I said, I'll help you with this. I'll do what I can to help you. He goes, good, because I already signed the lease on it. So he knew that I was going to say yes. But it was his idea, and I tell you what, it's been an amazing idea that he came up with, and we've been involved with now over 60 different productions over 10 years. We've catered to over 120,000 patrons and have over 1,000 volunteers involved with this theater. So it's been very good in the community, and we're very proud of it. And I know he's very proud of us for keeping his legacy going.
Well, that's what I was going to say. 10 years, you know, he's still got his hands in there. He's working some magic with you. What a nice piece of him.
We always have a little deal where we have a little indicator on stage in any production with his initials and his date of birth on there. So he's on stage every show.
Oh, that's a fun fact.
It's kind of like an Easter egg. I guess let's say people will look for it. You'll look for his name. Usually we try to incorporate the number. So if you
What's
see
the number?
327.
327.
327. Okay.
And of course, Kristen's been with us in day one also.
Really?
Yeah.
She's involved along with the cast of Nunsense. We decided to bring this show back.
And tell me why.
Well,
there's a reason.
Well, we're celebrating 10 years, and of course, we wanted to keep his legacy going and keep going. But this show was our inaugural show. It was very successful back when nobody knew who we were. Nobody knew where we were. We didn't even have a sign. But the show sold out, and it was all word of mouth because of these wonderful actors that we have here and vocalists. And so we decided to bring it back, and it's doing very well right now. So
very cool. Okay, so Kristen, can you give us a little synopsis of Nunsense?
Nunsense. Well, it is an interactive musical comedy.
Okay.
5 nuns. We're putting on a show to raise funds. We had our, I guess you would call her our convent cook. She made a bad batch of vichyssoise soup, and 52 members of our convent suddenly died. So we buried as many as we could, but we ran out of money and still have 4 left.
So we have the table.
Okay.
These
and
are bad nuns.
The whole part of the show is we're putting on a show for people to donate money to us so we can bury those last 4 sisters.
But they have no idea that that's what it's for.
Well, we kind of say it in the beginning, but it's so funny.
Awesome. Okay, so we want to encourage everybody to go out there and tell me why it's so important for the community to support the theater.
Well, community theater is our community, okay, and theater actually really benefits all those involved with theater as well as those involved backstage also. So anyone involved with it, it's very beneficial to them. And like I say, we've got lots of volunteers that come. That help us out. We could not do what we do without our volunteers. I did want to mention also that we are one of the community theater, the only community theater actually in town that always uses live music for our productions, for our musicals. We never use CDs or canned music. We have an awesome band under the leadership of Tanya Stiegel, who's our music director. Now some of the other theaters will use live music occasionally, but we do it for every show. And that was one of my brother's big things. He says, I want to do this in a small, intimate theater and always have live music. And I tell you what, it's worked out very well.
I love it. Well, that's a fun fact. I feel like we learned a lot of kind of intimate information about Aurora Arts that helps us feel even more connected to you. So if you guys haven't been out there, you've got a great excuse to check it out. Nunsense, playing now March 1st in 2020. Showtimes are at 7:30 p.m. and that's 2:30 on Sundays?
Yes.
Awesome. And you can purchase tickets online or give them a call, auroraartstheater.com and 851-9700. Thank you all so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. And anytime you have a new show, let us know so we can talk about it. But next time I'm going to make y'all dress up.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe we'll come to you
There
and
you
try
go.
out a
Oh,
little
yeah,
bit
yeah,
of your
yeah. That'd be
choreography.
great.
All right. Well, thank y'all so
Thank
much.
you, Clarissa. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Head out there and support local guys. Coming up next, there is so much to do, speaking of local, around the bend, and we're going to want you to get out your planner and take note of all the cool stuff to do in our community this weekend. We'll be right back on Coastal Living.